Hi guys, so we're going to be talking through our Fiesta ST forge build that we're doing. This one we're hoping for over 400 horsepower out of. We've gone for a lot of upgrades in this. So we'll got them all laid out, we'll talk you all through and what we're doing and why we're doing it. So the first stop is the engine block. We've got this linered with Westwood liners. They're noticeably thicker than the standard ones. They take up this gap as well, where you would normally put the block mod shims. Obviously there's quite a few failures starting to happen now with these, where the liners are bowing out, cracking, similar to like the Mark II Focus ST did. So we've had the liners fitted in that just to prevent that. They're a lot stronger than stock. So here's your stock block. This is a stock ST180 block. You can see the gap there, which again is quite common for cracking. The next bit, crankshaft. This crankshaft we've had balanced, so we've had this dynamic balanced with all the rotating assembly on it. We've then had a keyway cut into it. So the stock crank is basically held together by one big bolt. There's nothing else holding your engine in time on these cars. So we've had a keyway machined in it. There it is. And a woodruff key fitted. Same machined in there, same machined in there. So there's no chance of this engine slipping. We're hoping to rev this to 8,000 RPM and a couple of bar of boost hopefully. So we definitely don't want this slipping. One big bolt is, I'd definitely rather have a key in mine. So we've also had this, the crank journals, both mains and big end journals, ground down a little bit to increase the oil clearance, so we can run a thicker oil, give them bearings a bit more cushion to float on. You never want your crank to touch your bearings, so what we've done is taken the gap out a little bit bigger, so we can run a thicker oil, so there's less chance of that crank ever touching that bearings when we're running this on track and on the drag strip. We've then gone for, I might as well start with the bearings. We've got King Racing bearings for both mains and big ends. These are the nice tri-metal bearings. Tri-metal? Yep. So these will do the job.
Those are already in the block.
Okay, these are already in the block. But yeah, these are nice bearings, race spec bearings. We've then got ARP head studs to go in. Obviously there's always the chance of head lift with pushing any engine way past what it was designed to do with the stock head bolts. There's always the chance of head lift. It's high boost, much higher cylinder pressures. You'll essentially get it where the head will lift off because the head bolts aren't strong enough. So we've gone for ARP head studs in that. We've also got some ARP main studs as well. I don't have these just at the minute, but same principle again. You don't want any flex in your bolts, that's when you start getting issues. Next off round, rods and pistons. So we've gone for K1 connecting rods, mile motorsport pistons. We've used mile motorsport pistons for loads of Mark II ST builds. They've been absolutely spot on. They've got a nice coating on them, nice anti-wear coating on them. They've also got some quality rings that come with them, nice low oil consumption, nice good compression. These are stock compression ratio pistons from what I remember, compared to the stock one. So the stock ones in the Fiesta are actually pretty beefy to start with. They're pretty well made units, which is why plenty of people are running over 300 horsepower on them for years without issues. They're pretty beefy units. They're, when you pick up the forge unit, they are a bit heavier. But the forge unit is just a bit made, or it's all made out of better quality materials, and ultimately it will take more power. We've also got the R-Sport baffle plate. So basically, because we're going to be using this on track days, we're going to be launching at the drag strip, we've got some drag slicks to go on it. What happens is the oil all sloshes to the back, or the left, or the right, depending on what corner you're going on. Now, obviously this is very bad. If you're in a long sweeping corner, and all your oil sloshed to the side, you will get oil starve, and it only takes a second or two of oil starve to write off a very expensive liner block engine. So definitely worth doing. We would probably insist on doing this. Anybody that's even talking about track days, just put one in. We'll then move on to the cylinder head. So this is something we put quite a lot of work into. This is going to be our WP spec ported cylinder head for the ST180s. You can see this has been heavily ported compared to your standard one here. So you can see this huge lip around the back of the valve seat, hindering airflow. And then you compare it to our one, there's a bit of grease in there, but massively opened up, smoothed out, hugely increased airflow through the cylinder head. We've also, compared to your standard one down there, and there's your ported head. Much smoother path for the airflow. We've also had 3-angle valve seats cut into all the valves. We've got pipe valve springs to go in to help prevent rogue valve flow and to shut the valves quick enough with the Piper cams to go with it. So these are the Piper, I forget the spec cams, I believe they're the 300 cams. But you can noticeably see, so this is a standard cam again, a standard inlet cam. So you can see the lobes are noticeably bigger. So there's a lot more lift on there. There's a fair bit more duration as well. So we're hoping they're going to give us the extra airflow to take advantage of the turbo kit that we've had designed and putting on. So we'll hopefully get a lot of this built today. We've got a custom extreme clutch that we'll also do an unboxing video on. We've also got a Garrett G25 550 kit that we've made that we're also going to be putting on. We're going to document it all and see how we get on.